The moment Agatha put her face through the cape, she found herself swathed in velvet, then plummeting through darkness, pushes of blinding white light streaking it by. She closed her eyes and let herself free fall, her arms wasted, her one-shouldered feet splayed, her mind unfluttering from her thoughts, her fears, until at last she crashed face first into something fluffy and soft and tasted sweet cloud in her mouth. Agatha opened her eyes and craned up to a purple night sky lit by thousands of silvery five-pointed stars, as if the childish pattern on the cape in the library had come to life in heavenly dimension. The Silesium, Tedros once called it, the place where wizards go to think. Agatha rose to her knees and saw there was indeed a wizard peering thinkingly at her, sitting cross-legged on the cloud with purple silk robes, a droopy corn hat, horn-rimmed spectacles, and soft-furred fowling slippers. Merlin, she smiled. Sorry to interrupt your lessons, dear girl, but I'm afraid we have more important ones at the moment, the old wizard said, sipping at a mug of cream-topped cocoa. First, tell me, do you want whipped cream in your chocolate? Provided my hat complies. A third mug of cocoa might be too much to ask. He has been rather insubordinate of late, insisting on a minimum wage of a month of paid vacation. A third? Asked the Agatha, confused. But there's only you and me here. Goodness, you two really do have a hard time seeing eye to eye, don't you? Merlin murmured. He leaned back, revealing a boy sitting next to him, who had been obscured by the wizard's profile. Tedros didn't look at Agatha. He held his own undrunk mug of chocolate, heaped with cream and rainbow sprinkles, his bare legs dangling off the cloud. He wore a sleeveless white undershirt and pajama shorts, his gold king's crown sunken into his wet hair. Agatha and I have work to do, Merlin. Not that you would know, since you have been gone for half a year, but we are in charge of a kingdom now, Tedros said, dumping his steaming mug over the crowd. Our coffers are empty. We have no knights. Mother and lads are missing. There's unrest all over the woods. We don't have time for wizard's games. You used to share your chocolates with Agatha. Now you're wasting it. Merlin upbraided him. I didn't ask for chocolates, said Tedros, yanking his crown tighter. I'm too old to be bribed with sweets. But not too old to let your dear princess go hungry? Merlin asked. I'm stuffed from dinner, said Agatha, trying to play both sides. Where's the girl's cocoa? The wizard bellowed into his head. You can't keep me here all night, Tedros scorned. Air's too thin in the service room. I can keep you here until you're as white-haired as me. I'll just turn you into a goldfish and put you in a bowl. Agatha can feed you, said Merlin, giving his hat a good shake. That is, if she doesn't dump your foot off a cloud. The hat spat chocolate at Merlin, who promptly sat on the hat in return. Now let's begin, the wizard murmured. Begin what? Asked Agatha. We don't need this, Merlin, Tedros thundered. Need what? Asked Agatha. You need this more than your obsessive workouts and overdeveloped stomach muscles, said Merlin, sitting harder on his squirming head. You don't know anything about me anymore, Tedros snapped. You disappeared when I needed you like you always do. Haven't sent so much as a postcard in 6 months, and then drop in acting like you can help me when you don't have the faintest clue. Just go back to whatever hole you were hiding in. Because you were doing such a fine job as king without me, said the wizard. Tedros nodded. My father was wise to banish you from the castle. Well, you're certainly seeming more and more like him each day, said Merlin. Stop it! You're like scribbling hands, the both of you, Agatha yelled, echoing into the night. What is this? What are we doing? Why are we here? The two men gaped at her sheepishly, but it was the hat that spoke from beneath Merlin's rump, scrolling at them all. Couples therapy. Tedros' two theories. Somewhere inside, Tedros knew this would happen. He couldn't continue the way he had been going, treating Agatha like a distant cousin while restoring his own demons down into the basement of his soul. These past 6 months, he had told himself it was the only way forward, that Agatha was best left to the hopeful, happy duties of wedding planning, while he reassured his castle staff that Camelot would return to glory. But he could only lie to himself for so long. There was nothing reassuring about his guards looking at him with pity and doubt, their eyes starting to his watch jammed in a balcony. And there was nothing hopeful or happy about a princess planning a wedding to a boy who was doing everything he could to avoid her. Someone had to intervene. Someone had to save him from himself. But now it was happening, and he wasn't ready. The worst part was that he had been through this before, only he had been the one ignored and abandoned. He had been the one in Agatha's place.